everybody. How are we all doing? Um, Hi to everyone that's here. Thank you for all the happy birthday wishes that I'm seeing. My birthday was on Monday, so it was. So yeah, I thought I would show off, some of the decks that I got for my birthday. Let's see who's here. So we've got Ange from Tiny Trinkets Tarot. Hi Ange, how are you? We've got the lovely Nancy from Macron's Intuition. Nancy says, "Happy birthday, Chris. Wishing you the very best." Oh, and it's just went past. Hopefully, I can return a bit later, or enjoy the replay. Well, whatever you're up to, Nancy, I hope you're doing okay. We might see you a wee bit later on. Robin from Toadstool Tarot is here. Hi, Robin. How are you? And I've got the lovely Ishi. And Actually, you know how you put artist in brackets after your name? I've noticed other people doing that as well. Like not specifically on TarotTube, but I've noticed other people kind of doing that. Is that quite a common thing for artists to do? Is to have like artists after their name? Just curious. Because yeah, I'd spotted it a few places. Kimberly from As Found. Hi, Kimberly. How you doing? We've got Simon from the Hermit's Cave. Hey, Simon. Ange says, "Happy birthday, Chris, you sexy beast, you." Oh, Ange. Thank you very much. We've got the lovely Debbie from Aquarius Owl. Says so many birthdays this week. I know there has been, hasn't there? There's quite a lot of Scorpios in the group. Jen from Science to Soul Tarot and Transformation says, "Hey Chris, or hiya Chris, a big, huge happy birthday to you. Thank you so much, Jen." Simon's excited. That's good. Renee from the Tarot Magicians here. Hi Renee, how you doing? Says happy birthday. Thank you so much. And my wee Jamie's here. Hi Jamie. Let's see, we've got Marvin from Fringe's End Tarot. Hi Marvin, how are you? Let's see. Scrolling, 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 scrolling on the river. I did that in Regina's chat earlier on today and entertained myself. I love the Renee. I love the heart on fire emoji that you've done next to Gerald's name. That's quite cool. And speaking of which, we have the very lovely Gerald from Tarot Stash. Hi Gerald, whose birthday it was yesterday. So happy birthday for yesterday, Gerald. I hope that you had a good day. Oh, and who else have we got? Diane from Wood Thrush Cottage. I'm going to say it right from the get-go. I know that I say this all the time, and I know that I trip over my words a lot, but I seem to be having particular troubles today. I seem to keep doing that thing where, you know how you go to say one word, and at the last minute you change it to something different, and what comes out is like a weird mishmash of the two words. I seem to keep on doing that today. So there might be a lot of that in this live. I'm just pre-warning you. I keep getting really annoyed at myself. Right, I think it jumped. So we had Marvin, we had Renee, we had Jen. We've got Shauna from Six of Wands. Then with Diane, Gerald. Robin's got a sack full of tiny hands for next time we meet. He says to Gerald. Actually, I have no idea regarding artists. My channel was originally set up for uni art course, and it's sort of a way of advertising, I suppose. Okay, cool. Deanne from Blue Crescent Tarot is here. Hi, Deanne. We've got Brian is here and says happy birthday. Hi, Brian. Welcome. Thank you for being here. She's currently crafting one of my tarot bag rolls for myself by means of distracting my brain from a few things. Nice. Robin, where in the world does one find a sack full of tiny hands? Asks Ange. I think we all want to know the answer to that question, don't we? Nancy at Paperman Tarot. Hi there, Nancy. How are you? Um, Debbie says it must be old age. Yeah, I know it must be. Ange says, Robin, I'm a fellow weirdo oddball. You're in good company. Where else? Amazon, says Robin. You need some work doing on your throat chakra, Chris. Maybe. Maybe, Simon. Maybe that's exactly what it is. I need to work on expressing myself, expressing my truth. Right, have I missed anyone? Are we all caught up? Marvin says, you'll be all right with garbled words. I understand. I do it all the time. So excited for your haul. Cool, thank you. Marvin says, Rider Sweet myth. Let's see. Danielle from Tarot Trainee. Hi Danielle, how you doing? Says yeah, made it here. I know that you'd said, was it last week you said, Danielle, that you've not been able to make it in a while. So it's lovely to see you. I'm glad you've managed to make it. I hope you're doing okay. Simon says, spit it out, duck. Was that at me? Let's see. Ashley says, have you been singing, Chris, during a piano lesson? No, not singing during a piano lesson. Maybe singing a tiny wee bit before. I'm doing the chord chart to the Elton John song, Your Song. So I was kind of just like singing along to it when I was playing it. Danielle's doing much better. That's good. Robin says, Chris, you always look so ghostly under those lights. We need to put a wee bit of red in those cheeks. Maybe I'll send you some rouge. Well, thank you, Robin. Make me feel good about myself. That's a Scottish thing. We all look peely wally, it's called. We all look pale. I did get a new ring light though, and I've got that on, but it doesn't really, if I turn it off, doesn't make much of a difference. It just changes like this side a smidge. So yeah, not really much I can do about it, and I'm not wearing makeup, so Nancy, maybe vodka for him. I don't think he's a whiskey fan, but maybe that really is what he needs. What was that in response to? Which Nancy are you talking to? We've got Paperman Nancy, and we've got Crone's Intuition. Need a shot of whiskey for your throat chakra, says Nancy. Oh, okay. Well remembered, Deanne, that I don't like whiskey. You're right. I do, however, like vodka. And I actually got a bottle of vodka for my birthday. Deanne was Scottish in another life. That's why I'm so pale. For a Mexican. Did I know that you Mexican? I don't think I knew that, Deanne. Okay, gang, we need to make Chris blush, says Robin. Pinch your cheeks, Chris. There's nothing wrong with my cheeks. They're fine just the way they are. Thank you very much. Debbie says to Simon that Debbie plays a game with a duck in it. I make him say, "What up, me duck?" every time I see him in the game. Um, Simon's unsubbing because I don't like whiskey. Yeah, but there's a reason behind it, Simon. So when I was younger, I basically once necked a bottle, pretty much a whole bottle of whiskey, and it made me like sick as a pig. So yeah, that kind of put me off it, if I'm honest. Um, Never again. Yeah. Yeah, Angie's saying I had no idea you were Mexican as well. Diane says, I am indeed. I only found out in June of 2020. I thought I was Spanish my whole life. Ah, okay, okay. Regina's here. Hi, Regina. How you doing? Um, and Shauna quite rightly points out that that just means more whiskey for Simon. Yep. Uh, and Jamie says, you and me both. Who knew? We are the pale ones. Um, Robin says, okay, who in here doesn't want to tweak Chris's cheeks? He's irresistible. Well, thank you, Robin. You've redeemed yourself. You started out by saying I was white as a sheet, but you've just called me irresistible, so I'll forgive you. The chat is moving like quite quickly to a point where I know that when I start showing decks off, I'm going to struggle to keep up with it. I keep saying to myself, right, I'll get to the bottom and then I'll and then I'll show decks. But so let me just so my family, my great grandmother was from near Glasgow, says Nancy. We could be kin. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Whereabouts near Glasgow? Because like my dad is from near Glasgow. Um, so yeah, my dad's from like Renfrew, um, Linwood, Paisley kind of area. We all have that one type of alcohol that we swear off for life, says Debbie. Yeah, I know. And it's usually because of some horror story, isn't it? Regina's doing good, working and watching as usual. Are you doing wire working, Regina, or is it a different kind of work that you're doing? Um, oh, okay. Yours is Southern Comfort. Yeah, see, I love Southern Comfort. I can actually drink Southern Comfort just straight on its own. I don't need to have. I like it with lemonade, but I, I don't need to. Um, we've got someone called Mr. Lover Lover. Says, show us your cheeks, birthday boy. Right, okay. Um, well, welcome. If you're a serious watcher, then welcome. It's lovely to have you here. Um, but I've got my eye on you. So, yeah, Mr. Lover Lover. Let's see. More desert people, German, French, and Mexico City. Hernandez is surname, says Jamie. And says the smell of Southern Comfort is enough to make me puke. Oh no, I love the smell of it. I love it. Love the stuff. Who knows all the rock groups from Glasgow? Can you name them? Not even me, to be honest with you. Um, we can be depends. Greg from Grey Haze is here. Says hi, Chris and his crew. Sorry if I'm late to your party, but I couldn't find my party frock, and when I did, I couldn't get into it. Don't worry. Do not worry about it, Greg. You are welcome, and you're not late at all. I've just been kind of a chatting. Um, so you're all good. Ashley doesn't drink Tia Maria. I love that near Glasgow. Compared with compared with Deanne, I'm near Glasgow, says Simon. Yeah, when people say near Glasgow, there's like a lot of kind of a I don't even know what you would call them, but there's a lot of places that are just outside Glasgow, or Glasgow's the closest city. Um, so yeah, So cold as poison, says Debbie. God, everybody's hating on Southern Comfort. I think I'm the only one that likes it. More for me, I suppose. All of the above, says Regina, currently editing a wire working video. Oh, cool. Diane used to drink Soco straight as well until one time I was trying to unsnap my pants and fell off. Wait. I used to drink Soco straight as well until one time I was trying to unsnap my pants and fell over in a shower. Is that because you were so drunk on Southern Comfort that you fell? Is that what you mean? Yeah. I'm sure we've all done that. Mr. Lava Lava says, aren't the Jesus and Mary chain from Glasgow? It's an error. What deck have you been using during the last few weeks, says Marvin. Are you asking me, Marvin? I'm going to show you what deck I've been using for the last week, but I'm going to work up to it. So let's change over to this one. So the first deck I'm going to show you, it's a playing card deck, and it was a gift from the lovely Malamir. So it was totally unexpected. I took a package from the postman, and I was like, "Well, I've not ordered anything." So it comes in this really nice bag, and it came with the ribbon obviously around it like that. So I've cut it, but I didn't want to just kind of take the seal off, so I've just kept the ribbon like that. So I have. I think I've opened it at the bottom, yeah, so I didn't have to mess with the sticker. But it's a pack of playing cards, and it comes with, if I can find it, no, that's not it. It comes with a wee booklet, which I can't quite put my hands on right now, but let me show you. Aye, so these are the backs. It does have the name of the deck on the back, which I know not everyone is a massive fan of, but let's see. So these are the backs. Cardstock is nice, good quality playing cardstock. So it is just a playing card deck, but it has like the interpretations all kind of are written on them, and it's got all these wee symbols and stuff. Really, really cool. It's got like positive expression and negative expression, and all these different kind of what the card could mean. You can see you've got like kind of a printed keywords as well. And see you've got these like kind of ink like splashes too. I think it's really cool. I'm really pleased with it because I'm not that used to reading with I can read playing cards like just using my tarot numerology and elements, but I know that like there's like different ways of reading them. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this. It's a really good tool for kind of learning more about the actual how playing cards, like different ways of reading them. So yeah, what do you think? So what are we saying? Robin says cute bag. Janine's here. Janine Barnes. Hi Janine, how are you doing? You're nothing but a pack of playing cards, says Alice at the end of Alice in Wonderland. Shauna's husband wants her attention, so she'll need to watch back. Well, just you tell that husband of yours. No, I'm joking. Hang on, let's show some of the quotes as well. So I think in the book, which I currently can't quite put my hands on, which is annoying, sorry. It kind of explains all the symbols. But as you can see, the spades are linked to winter, and also the direction north, and the element earth. Hi Orshay, how you doing? I just read my PCs by head translating the RWS images. I just read my playing cards by translating the RWS images. Right, okay, fair enough. So hearts is west, it's the element of water. And season is spring. So yeah, really, really nice gift. Really unexpected. Let's see. Also really useful for learning to read with playing cards. My nan used to use playing cards when she was reading during the 50s and 60s. So I might have to ask you on Instagram for where it's from. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. It's called, I didn't even say what it was called, did I? So it's called Count Marco's Cards of Cartomancy. Count Marco's Cards of Cartomancy. So you can look it up. As it was a gift, so I would need to Google it. I'm not 100% sure. Look, even look at the box. It's got like so the sticker is like, I take it this is Count Marco's sticker. The seal also has that kind of an emblem on it, and then you've got this kind of a stamp, old postage stamp down here. Just so cool. Um, so Robin says, Debbie, Royal Mischief are very mischievous and fun to look at, but hard to read with. Or she says, can't mention on phone, but good. That's what I do with playing cards currently too, Robin. I'd like to learn the other way specifics though. I think there's different, different kind of numerology systems for the playing cards. The one that I like to use is the one that you get. Have I got it here? Yeah. See in the Plain Marseille. So the numerology system that we get with that is quite cool. But let's see. So you can see here, it gives us like the numerology. So the aces, it says here, is about the self. Um, the 2 is self and other. The 3, manifestation. 4, foundation. Sorry, I know my camera is sticking a wee bit here. That's a bit annoying. The 5 is crossroads. 6, harmony. 7 is challenges. The 8s are fornication. 9s, challenges. Is that not what the 7s was? Oh, final challenges. Sorry, the 9s are final challenges. And 10s, oh, it doesn't give us a number for 10. But that's maybe because the 10 is like renewal, it's like back to 1. And the 9 is kind of the last number in numerological terms. And we don't get that for the Jack, the Queen, or the King. We don't get those kind of numerological keywords. So yeah, and then we've got the 2 jokers, card of transformation and miracles, and the card of fate and destiny, karmic reward. So yeah, that was the first gift it's the first birthday gift that I opened and received. I only opened it because I didn't realise it was it was a birthday gift until I'd kind of got right into it. But thank you, Matt. If you're watching or if you watch back, thank you so much, Malamir. So yeah, once again, that was the Count Marco's cards of cartomancy. Let's see. Debbie says, Robin, I've never read with playing cards. I just want it because it looks awesome. Greg says, hey Chris, I've just bought 2 decks of playing cards by Giovanni Moroni. Awesome artist. Modern Idols, Hope and Fear decks. Check them out, folks. Oh, cool. If anyone can stick links to them in the chat, that would be amazing. And Jamie, you're a wee star, I think. So is this a link to that where you can buy that deck? Yeah, yeah. Count Marco's Psychic Cards of Cartomancy. That's the one. So yeah, thank you for that, Jamie. Debbie, it would take forever to get through a game of poker just because the card images are so distracting. I'm drinking. What's everybody drinking? I've got, oh shit, I just nearly dropped it right on camera. Clever, eh? This is Jaffa Cake flavoured coffee, so it's kind of like chocolate orange flavoured coffee, which is what Jamie drinks a lot, isn't it? Diane loves the plain Marseille. Robin says, I don't have the plain Marseille, but I do have the Rider-Waite playing cards. I don't like, though, how they ignored hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades in favour of the tarot symbols. Oh, hi, Tanji. Happy belated birthday, dear Chris, but pillow all. Thank you very much, and it's lovely to see you here. Yeah. See, so Ange says, Tanji, can't wait for our first live collaboration tomorrow night. Whose channel is that on, guys? Is that on Ange or Tanji's channel? The only playing cards I have are Royal Mischief by Patrick Valenza, says Nancy. Just like looking at them, don't read them. I ordered them ages and ages, maybe about a year ago now, actually. But the order, it was on eBay and it just got cancelled or something. I just never even bothered ordering that again. So that was annoying. So Deanne's put another link. Is this to the ones that Greg was mentioning? Playing cards. Maybe. Deanne, check out the link anyway. It's a link to where you can buy playing cards. Chris, I love your top-down view of your coffee. That means that we can graduate to reading coffee grounds or tea leaves online. Yeah, I suppose. Although there's, you wouldn't catch me drinking anything that had like loose tea leaves or grounds in it. That'd be rank. I wouldn't enjoy that at all. So Greg says, I fucking love Jaffa cakes. A whole packet in one sitting every time. Yeah, by the way, same. They're dangerous, aren't they? You think, oh, a wee Jaffa cake hasn't got that many calories. A Jaffa cake's fine. And then it's like you've gone through the whole pack. Justin says, hey Chris, sorry I'm really late today. No, not at all. You're not late at all, Justin. I've only been going for half an hour. We're only 4 hours apart right now, sure, so you're not late at all. Janine says, what's the name of the deck that you use a lot, Chris? Modern Urban deck. Each card is more or less just one colour. Chariot is a car. Is Janine, is it this? Is it Tarot of the Holy Spectrum? Let me just... Oops, that's too much. Is they're not just one colour though. Black and white. I don't really use a lot of black and white cards. Oh no, you're not saying black and white, you're saying one colour. I think it is this, isn't it? Tarot of the Holy Spectrum by Chase Voorhees is this one. Let me see if I can find the Chariot. But I love this deck. This deck's amazing. See, I'm going to end up going through the whole thing, aren't I? Love the queens in this deck, but in particular the queens are really cool looking. There's the Chariot. Is this the one you mean? Yeah. But Tarot of the Holy Spectrum by Chase Voorhees, and again, if anyone can, I'm not sure if it's on sale at the moment. Actually, to be honest, this one goes in and out of sale. So if it is on sale, if one of the mods could post a link to it, that would be amazing. Queen of Cups wins this deck. Yeah, Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords as well, though, Deanne. The Queen of Swords is beautiful. Oh, you did an ace reading with it once. It's cool, says Janine. Right, next one. So that was the playing card deck. So the next one that I've got to show off is the Fifth Spirit Tarot. Now, if you were watching the live last week, you would have seen this because I showed it off and I was talking about it during that live, and I even did my card pull from it. But this was a really kind gift from the very lovely Simon, who is here right now, the Hermit's Cave. So thank you. I think I've thanked Simon maybe about 50 times for this, but make it 51. Thank you again, Simon. So this deck was made by Charlie Claire Burgess. I'm going to say Burgess, who is a non-binary person. I'm not sure if they use they them pronouns. Simon or anyone who knows, is it they them? But so the deck is designed to be, inclusive of non-binary people, and let's see, what does it say? It says a queer and inclusive deck for a world beyond binaries, and this is one of those decks that is truly, inclusive. It's inclusive of people with different colors of skin. It's inclusive of people with different kind of abilities and disabilities and whatnot. It's inclusive of people with different, gender identifications, of people with different, sexualities. You name it, it's pretty much got it. Body types as well. When I did the, do you know, I've just realised I'm putting them out of order, but it's fine because they'll be in reverse order, which is okay. But I shuffled this last week to do the card pull, and then through the week I put it back into order because I'm going to do a walkthrough of it. And I was looking at particularly the major arcana and the colours, the artwork, the colours of this deck are just stunning. Look at that Temperance card. Do you see how this person's shadow kind of goes over the word temperance? I don't know what it is. It really appeals to me. Simon likes the death card. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? There's one of the look at the tower. There's one of the minor cards that I like as well. I think it's the Nine of Wands. Look at the moon. Isn't that a really kind of a cool enchanting moon card? Jonathan's here. Hi, Jonathan. How are you doing? Says happy birthday. And I think we've got someone with top surgery scars. So inclusive of, trans people as well. Judgment. In the world. Let me just, let me show you the Nine of Wands, the card I was talking about. Yeah, right, look, so, uh-oh, my camera's froze. Can you still hear me okay? I think it's just the camera, isn't it, that's playing up? But we've got the candles are about to run out. So you get this feeling of kind of a getting to the end, getting to the end of your tether, getting to the end of your energy. But then it's like you're almost there because you can see like the sun's about to rise. It's about to be daytime again, and the moon's kind of a disappearing. So it's like, yeah, you're feeling as though you've used up all of your energy, but just a wee bit longer, just keep going a bit longer. Um, so yeah, I don't know um, why my camera is freezing like that. Um, I think what I might do actually. So let's change to my face for a moment. I'm going to see if I can deal with this. Stop. Just going to close everything down. Sorry, just talk amongst yourselves. What I'm going to do is I'm going to restart my phone and see if that sorts the issue. So this will give me an opportunity to catch up on the chat. Okay, Deanne, thank you so much. You've posted a link to the Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. Justin says, is Chris dark to anyone else? See, no, Robin says that I'm looking really pale. Let me see if I do this. See, I think that makes my face look even more kind of a luminescent, which isn't very flattering. So yeah, what will you be cooking tonight, Justin, says Robin. I've done that with a complicated wire project in the past. I'm pretty sure I just gave up on it, says Regina. Deanne says, not me, Justin. Not really dark for me. Justin says it's weird, I can't see anything. Alright, okay, it's maybe an issue at your end, Justin. We've got a link to the Fifth Spirit Tarot. For those of us in the UK, you can get the Fifth Spirit Tarot on Little Red Tarot. It's probably the best place to get it. Tarot of the Holy Spectrum is on sale on Kismet Europe. Yeah, so I can't remember if that's where I got it, but where I got it, they don't ship to the UK. I don't know if they've changed their policy on that since, but I know that I got it and then Simon tried to get it and couldn't. So yeah, not sure what's going on with that. Okay. Well, she says, Robin, yeah, I'm drinking hot tea first, and if that doesn't work, I'll go for milk. Are you not feeling too great, Archie? I'm sorry to hear that if you're not. I hope you get better soon. Justin's not cooking, he's ordering something. Chamomile's good for that, says Robin. Need to rewatch because your phone screen is way too small, says Orshi. Oh, that's a shame. We'll get Emmy the Grey has popped in, says happy birthday, Chris. Thank you so much and welcome. Thank you for being here. see. Deanne says Charlie Claire Burgess is they them. Okay, so their pronouns are they them. Thanks, Deanne. Okay, I think I need to get on my computer to keep up with the chat, says Jonathan. I know the chat is going really fast, isn't it? Now you know how I feel. I'm trying to show cards and keep up with it at the same time. Simon says I really need to get. Have you not got this, Simon? You should have got it for me. I thought that you had it. Joey Luna, hey Chris and everyone, happy birthday. Hope you're all doing well. Hey Joey, thank you so much for being here and thank you for the birthday wishes. Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. I hope you're doing okay as well. Jonathan, yeah, that was the fifth spirit. Robin says great world card. Yeah, it is. It's a nice world card, isn't it? Yeah, Greg loves the moon card. Yeah, definitely. The Nine of Swords is cool. Or Wands. The Nine of Wands is cool. Yeah, it's good, isn't it, Archie? By the way, if there's any cards, any of the decks that I'm showing, if there's any cards that anyone wants to see, then just pop it in the chat. Try and tag me at Elemental Cartomancy. So do at Elemental Cartomancy, the name of the deck and the card that you want to see, and I'll dig it out. Even if I've passed the deck, I'll get it back out and I'll show you. Your screen was completely dark, like no picture. Right, okay. Okay. I'm not sure why that would have been, Justin. I think it was your phone, right? Janine says you're the Scottish male version of an English rose. Thank you very much. Greg says, yeah, Chris, you look like you could do with a nice big foaming pint of blood. Do you know, I've got quite like quite bad skin. I get like eczema and stuff, and dry skin, and I've heard that something that's quite good for that is a sunbed. Um, and I do notice that in the summer times, in the summer months, my skin's a lot better than it is in the winter. So I don't know, maybe a wee sunbed would do me would be good twofold, like for treating my bad skin, and also it would give me a bit of colour for when I'm doing these lives. What do you think? Um, Ananya, I will be starting readings. Oh gosh, I'm only two decks in, aren't I? So I'll be starting readings soon. I'm not doing them yet. Usually it's in the second half of the live. So we normally go for about 10 o'clock onwards is when I'll be doing readings. So if you come back then and pop your question in, then I'll absolutely be delighted to read for it. Right, I'm going to move on to the next deck that I want to show. So this was a gift from Sandy. And this is the Cthulhu. No, 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 no. Need to get myself sorted out first. It's the Cthulhu Dark Arts Tarot, though. Hopefully, this is better. So the Cthulhu Dark Arts Tarot, and this is from the world of H.P. Lovecraft. And who is it that's created it? Developed by Bragalone Games. Artwork by Fortifem. So this is a pip deck, and if you know the H.P. Lovecraft stories, then you'll probably recognise maybe some of the characters on this. I've got a big book of all the H.P. Lovecraft stories, but I don't know it that well, if I'm totally honest. So I don't really recognise any of the characters, and the book is just it just gives you basic card meanings. It doesn't kind of explain any of the you know, any of the characters or anything like that, which is a shame. Um, so yeah, these are the backs. The cards are massive. Um, that is the size comparison. So humongous cards. Um, so I'll show some of them, but again, I'll probably do a walkthrough of it at some point. So we've got the full. Some of the images are really nice. I love that magician card. Hierophant's kind of weird. Lovers. Sandy looked at that and thought it said Lobers. Thought that was a B. He says, I don't remember a card called the Lobers in the in tarot. Chariot. The Hermit. Um, YouTube must be acting up. Could have, I could hear Simon's video earlier. Oh, you couldn't hear Simon's video earlier, Danielle, is that what you mean? Robin's starting a GoFundMe to send me a sun lamp. Deanne says, don't you dare change a thing, but you're allowed a bit of sunbed if you like. I used to do that for a few minutes a week. Yeah, that's all I'm meaning. Okay, so some people are really excited to see this one. So I'll yeah, Robin says that's a honking big card. It really is, isn't it? Are you enjoying it, Marvin? You said it's beautiful. Greg says, no offense, wasn't being personal. The screen is bleached on my TV, not Chris. No, it's all right. I'm not taking it personal. Um, Robin's already pointed it out to me earlier on, Greg, so don't you worry. It is very different. It is a pip deck though, as I'll show you. Like I'll show you some of the pips just to let you know what it's like. But it's kind of a like, you know, Visconti Sforza pip, you know, the world. So those are majors, and then as you can see with like the cups, it's just kind of a random arrangement of the pips. And then we've got our page, knight. Quite cool, isn't it? It looks he's beheaded him and he's wearing his head as a kind of a necklace. It's quite dark. Queen and the king. Yeah, Robin says the pips are disappointing. It would be a great majors only, says Marvin. It's a shame it's pips considering all of the amazing details in the majors. Yeah, and so yeah, like, and to be honest, I think the pips are all kind of arranged more or less the same. Suppose the swords are kind of across in each other and stuff. So yeah, I won't spend too much time on that, but that's the Cthulhu Dark Arts Tarot. And if you want, I will also do a full walkthrough of it, so you get to see all the cards at some point soon. Where am I putting you just now? You can go up there. Yeah, Cthulhu Dark Arts Tarot, Mr. Lover Lover. We got it from Amazon. No, I tell a lie. Pre-ordered it on Amazon, and Amazon did their usual, where they said, "Oh, it's not kidding on, it's not available anymore." So I had to cancel it, and I think he got it from World of Books, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Robin's saying about reading it as majors only as well. Okay, so you all know that the Light Seers is my soul deck. It's my favourite. I'll defend it to the hilt. If I hear anyone slagging the Light Seers off, then you know they're dead to me. They're unsub. No, I'm kidding on. Not quite that bad, but I love the Light Seers, is what I'm saying. Would it surprise you to know that I've only just received this today? I've never had it before. The Muse Tarot by Chris Ann, by the same creator. So yeah, I got some money for my birthday and I decided to order a couple of decks, and this was one of them. The reason that I'd never got this before is because I was never really that into uh, like photographs, uh, like photo art. What's the word? Photo art, photography art, collage kind of a style decks. Like really, like, it didn't appeal to me at all. But I'm kind of getting over myself a wee bit. You know, my art, kind of my taste in art is changing as time goes on. So I decided to get this. Um, so yeah, let's have a look at some of the cards together. And this will be, I mean, I've seen it like when different people have used it. Um, the cardstock seems pretty much the same as the Light Seers, although it is a bit more pliable and probably easier to riffle shuffle, which would be nice. Um, let's see. Is Sandy a Lovecraft fan? Asked Robin. Do you know, I'm not really sure, Robin. I don't think he's particularly a fan, but nothing against it. Well, these are the backs, by the way. So, in comparison to the Lightseer's backs, um, and then let me see, I've also got the Sacred Creators Oracle. Oh, it'll be down next to my Oracle decks, won't it? um, and I don't have the new one, and I don't. It looks a bit weird to me, to be honest with you. I don't. I'm not quite ready to get it yet. I don't think. So the backs are all kind of Chris Ann uses the same kind of a style of back through all her decks, which is quite cool. Um, and yeah, this is a kind of a photography collage style deck. So Jonathan, you said you don't have this either. Let me make sure I'm putting things back in the right places. Ange says the Muse Tarot is one of my faves. I'm so happy you have it now, Chris. I don't know. This is great for energetic readings, says Joey. Robin says art tastes evolve over time. Yeah. Regina wants the creatures one. So that's available now, Regina. I've seen walkthroughs of it and it's available on, I think, on Amazon, isn't it? Yeah, it was because I had it in my wish list and then I removed it. I don't know. I just, I'm not sure. I don't know what it is about it. It'll probably grow on me soon and then I'll get it and I'll need to eat my words, but I don't know. Edged it. Edged it for her. Oh, hang on, I've missed. Oh, I gifted this to my mum as her first tarot deck, says Marvin. It's beautiful. It's collage, and you've edged it in pink, highlighter pink for her. Oh, that's cool. Does she enjoy reading with it? See, I've never kind of gifted anyone like a first tarot deck. I've never had anyone to kind of do that with. Um, let's see. Animal heads with human bodies is not my aesthetic, says Ange. I won't be getting that creatures deck of hers. Yeah, that's kind of my thinking. But then I've always said that collage art isn't my aesthetic, and look at me. So yeah, we'll see. You know, this deck has never appealed to me at all, says Debbie. So Marvin says that your mum loves it, but she's more of an oracle kind of lady. So she just looks at it because it's pretty. Right, okay, cool. See, I'm the opposite. I'm more tarot, and I'll only read with an oracle if I can read it like a tarot deck. And I don't really know how to explain what I mean by that. Tower's pretty cool. So yeah, let's skip some. So the suits, so we have the world cosmos rather than just the world. And then the suits are inspiration for fire or wands. I think emotions for water, emotions. And is it thought of voices rather than cups? Sorry, rather than swords. And materials rather than discs or earth. So as you can see, it's fully illustrated. It's not a pip deck. Um, so yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. We have page, knight, queen, and king. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh no, page, knight, queen, and muse. So it's muse rather than king. So some of the cards do go that way, which is going to be a bit strange. I don't know what anybody else thinks about that, about decks that do that, but I don't know. So yeah, that's the Muse Tarot. And then the other one that I got for myself, um, with the money that I got for my birthday, was the Modern Witch Tarot. So let's see. Simon says, I never use mine, but I thought I would. Have you got the indie version or the mass market version, Simon? Modern Witch Tarot deck. So this opens like it's got a full. I did kind of quickly peer into this just to make sure that it wasn't all covered in plastic. So we're all good. We'll just get a wee kind of a plastic band around the cards. I actually watched Simon, your side by side. I was watching on my lunch break between this and This Might Hurt. Comes with a really cool wee kind of a hard book, little white book. So it does. And it's decent information that you're getting. The minors, I think you're getting less. You're just getting like a paragraph of the minors, but it looks like quite good info you're getting. So this is a Smith Way. My understanding is that it's all it's witch based. So I think the characters are predominantly, if not all, female women. Um, that doesn't bother me per se, but it's just something to bear in mind. Cards are quite glossy, as you can probably see the light's reflecting on them quite easily. But yeah, I quite like it. It's a Rider-Waite Smith style deck, and it's something a wee bit different. Let's see, Six of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ten of Wands. What are we all thinking? Now I have the Romeo Void song stuck in my head, Robin, says Regina. You really did use it. It's gorgeous. The guidebook is great. I think it's one of those that needs to sort of hang out for a while. Is this Muse Tarot you're talking about? Robin says, I'm enjoying looking at this, but it won't end up in my collection, although never say never. That's the Muse you're talking about, yeah. Younger clients love this one, and light seers, mostly younger women, says Joy. I know you lot are experts, says Janine, and probably go off intuition, but the Muse Tarot mobile app is pretty cool. I can imagine a lot of young ones getting into tarot using it. Okay, I'll check it out. I know that the website for Lightseers is really, really good, really informative. Um, I'll need to check out the app for Muse Tarot. Um, Robin says, "Oh, reorientation is a no-no for me." What do you mean reorientation? Uh, Ange says, "Yeah, I agree. I do not like that some of the cards are horizontal. An introvert deck, it's got to get the lay of the land before it really speaks," says Regina. Greg says, "The Muse Tarot, we are still not amused. Some cards are cool, but it does not float my boat yet." Jonathan says, "The Muse Tarot is pretty, but I don't think I would use it." I think I'll give it a go. I'll probably use it for doing readings on a live at some point and see how I get on with it. Um, but I do love Chris Ann, um, so it's good to have it, and I'll probably get the other one and say the same. Um, Simon's got the mass market of Muse. Ange loves the Modern Witch. We've got the lovely Sandra from the Whispering Well. Hey Sandra, how are you? Sorry I missed most of this, Chris, but happy birthday. Don't apologise, it's absolutely fine. And thank you. Um, it would be nice if more decks came with hardcover books, says Robin. Yeah, it's a nice wee book. Simon, you described it as like one of the old Ladybird books, and it is. It's kind of like that, isn't it? Um, Simon, I've not got Lunasol. Neither do I. Oh, we have extra cards. So we have an extra 10 of swords that says everything is fine. I think was this the card that kind of started the whole deck? Um, oh, this person's on their phone. I've just realised they're on their smartphone. Um, and then you've got this, which says you're a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Though this deck through this deck, may you find a path to your best self. So that's quite nice. It's quite a thick, meaty deck, is what I would say. I wonder what it's like to riffle. Yeah, I mean, I can do it, but it's not very pliable. I'll keep it in order, just in case I decide to do a walkthrough at some point. But um, yeah, quite a chunky deck. What time am I on? Oh, I'm only 3 minutes past 10. That's actually not too bad. I was expecting to be running way late. When I looked at the time and realised it was 9:45 and I'd only shown like one deck, so oh, that's cool. So that was the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sterle. Sterle? Yeah. Love the box. Pop that down there for now and catch up with the chat. Um, Here's one I thought I'd use a lot, but almost never use. I often use This Might Hurt instead, says Jonathan. Yeah, This Might Hurt. That was the side by side that I was watching of Simon's. Um, but yeah, how were the stones on the dark? How were the stones on the dark? Was that in relation to something else? Um, This might hurt indeed, says Joey. The Modern Witch makes my hands hurt after an hour. That card stock, yeah. Oh, you're talking to Sandra. Right, I've got you. Sorry. Never Say Never is the title of the Romeo Void song, Chris. That's a real one, not an I just made this up for hashtag Box Rage song. And I feel I have to clarify now. Well, before I finish reading your sentence, I was expecting hashtag TBR, says Ange. Yeah, they all come like this now, says Simon. Diane says, everything I use in a tuck box, sorry, every time I use a tuck box, I A, think of the hashtag, and B, thank you, Chris, for the tip. You're welcome. Do you know what comes in a really, really nice tuck box? Pagan Otherworlds. This is the most beautiful tuck box in the world. It's all embossed and it's lovely, kind of a papery, thick card. Really, really nice tuck box. So, not all tuck boxes are bad. Simon says the moon cards are so similar. Yeah, because of the masks. Yeah, true. Um, okay. Right, the last deck that I got for my birthday, and this was another one from Sandy, and I'd asked him for this. It's the Afro Goddess Tarot. First edition. That's not showing up very well, is it? I think it's just because it's on. This is like a kind of a velvety type bag. Not velvety. It's more of a suede kind of a bag. It's beautiful. It's lovely red. And then inside you get a really nice magnetic box. That's a rose petal finish. And then we have the cards. Now, I've been using this deck all week when I said way back at the start that I was going to talk a bit more about what deck I've been using this week. I think Marvin, you asked, didn't you? It's this one. This deck is just so amazing. Everything about it. Absolutely love it. The guidebook's pretty cool. Um, it's out of order. It's not in order because I've been using it. So the front is, I think this is rose petal. It's definitely matte, but it's very soft matte. I would say this is rose petal finish, but the backs are kind of a laminated. And then the sides are this kind of a brush gold. So it's quite similar to the Brady Tarot, the second edition of the Brady Tarot, with the brush gold backs. Sorry, the brush gold coated sides. And the rose petal finish. Now, see, because it's not rose petal on rose petal, because you've got the kind of a laminate backs, it actually glides quite nicely. It's not like difficult to handle, which is pretty cool. I can riffle shuffle this. I've just kind of I've been trying to take care with it, but I can riffle shuffle it as I've been doing this week. Because you know that I like to riffle shuffle things. I need to riffle shuffle, otherwise I don't feel as though my decks are shuffled properly. I've not been bridging it just because I don't want to kind of overly damage it. And yeah, I'm just absolutely loving this deck. So let me show you some of the images from it. Let's see. So as she says, Tuck Box Rage, my Mipramig box fell apart. Not that old, currently crafting a bag slash roll for it. I've actually just ordered a pack of 4 kind of a velvet tarot bags from Amazon. They're coming tomorrow. I think it was only like £8 or something for 4 of them. Because I've got like random loose decks, like my zombie oracle, Ashi's zombie oracle, that's still sitting loose. So I need a bag for that. My medieval Scapini deck is also loose. Need a bag for that. So yeah, I thought I would just order some, and that way any decks that are lying loose, I can just pop them in. Um, Looking forward to seeing this one, says Jonathan. Jamie says, I so love this deck. I just don't like the teeny itty bitty little white book that you need a magnifier for. Love the cards though, and the quality. To be fair though, Jamie, it does come with a magnifier. So the deck literally comes with a magnifier. So that's for the little white book. That makes sense. I thought it was for seeing details on the cards. But that makes sense if it's for the book. Oops. So this is what Jamie's talking about. So yeah. So the writing is quite small, but I think that she does a good job of kind of describing the card and then giving the interpretations. It's that perfect balance. Put that in there actually. So Regina says at least that it's an excuse for more crafting. Um, Marvin says, yeah, I did, and yeah, it's amazing. Simon says, so many decks, so little time, how can I choose? The Hierophant is really nice. I love that three coins or three of pentacles with the the beehive, the kind of a honeycomb, the hexagonal pattern. I think that's really cool. Robin says lots of hourglass figures. The print isn't that much smaller than other little white books. Says protect my energy. Jonathan says aloha, dear one. I'm going to have to move this out of the way. But yeah, I just love the artwork. I love the deck. The deck is so really yummy to work with. This was one of my cards just today, or this might have been yesterday actually. But this strength card, like just look at the mane on the lion. It's just so nice. Sarah at Waterchild Tarot. Hi Sarah, how you doing? Says big happy birthday, Chris. Thank you so much. Welcome. I hope you're doing okay. Simon's got a song earworming now. Four of Cups. I love that. So I always appreciate when a deck throws a different light on a particular card, and this is a card that this deck does this for me. So in the Four of Cups, we don't see someone who's bored or someone who's just fed up. There isn't quite the same like negative um connotation put on the figure in the Four of Cups here. We just see that they're very much kind of a sitting in their own power. They're very much, concerned with what they've got going on. And, for whatever reason, they're not ready or they're not seeing, or, it might be that they're kind of in a place where they're feeling quite negative and not quite ready to accept this fourth cup yet, but it doesn't necessarily have to be from a negative point of view. I could quite easily pick this up and read this as, right, okay, well, this person is quite happy and quite content with how they are just now, and they're not quite ready to add something else into the mix yet. which is nice when you can do that. Tarot of the Holy Spectrum that I was showing earlier on for Janine, that um, that does the same. It does a similar thing with the Four of Cups. That Nine of Swords, though, look at that. That is so cool. Love the moon in the background and the nakedness, the vulnerability of the person. Because when we're in that Nine of Swords, like that Nine of Swords energy, we do feel at our most vulnerable. Um, Beth, Aspasia Rising, crazy Scottish Scorpio. Happy birthday, Chris. Thank you so much, Beth. Thanks for being here. How you doing? Um, yeah, different take on some of the imagery. Again, Four of Pentacles doesn't necessarily have to be negative. Um, I could quite easily look at this and say this is someone who's content, who's secure, they've got that stability and they're kind of a material life right now. They don't necessarily have to be someone who's miserable or who is holding on to things that they shouldn't be holding on to. You can still get that from it, but it doesn't necessarily have to read like that. Jonathan says that's interesting that I often read the Four of Cups as a call for meditation. God of Wands. And I'm going to be using I'm going to be using this deck, the Afro Goddess Tarot, when I'm doing the readings for tonight, unless I feel like changing up. But so yeah, what I'll do is just whilst we're here, I'm going to stick this on just now. So for readings, please put your question in capitals and or tag at Elemental Cartomancy. No readings on health, finance, legal matters. Please seek a qualified professional. Readings are for entertainment purposes only. Oh, look at that judgment card. So cool. And I can totally get my Plato's Cave feels from that. And on the back, I'm not sure if I really showed it off that way before, but we've got kind of the continent of Africa, and it's embossed with this kind of a pattern. So yeah, amazing. So yeah, let's kick into so what time are we on? 10:20. Let's go into the readings part of the live then. So if anyone wants a tarot reading, then please pop your question in the chat. Pop it in capitals or tag me at Elemental Cartomancy. Sometimes when you put stuff in capitals, YouTube stops it. YouTube doesn't kind of let it come through. So just bear that in mind. Let's see. Love that panther with the God of Wands, says Sandra. Greg says, keep on partying, folks. Going to lie down in the darkened room with the Smelling Salts. ABBA's new album is released tomorrow in the UK. It might wet the bed. I'm so excited. Well, enjoy your lie down, Greg. And it was nice to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Sarah at Waterchild Tarot readings may be for entertainment purposes, but they're fucking accurate as shit. So don't ask if you don't want to know. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Tanji, you've been waiting patiently. What do I need to keep in mind whilst embarking on a long-term craft project? I've never done a diorama tabletop before. So what do you need to keep in mind when embarking on a long-term craft project? What does Tangi need to keep in mind whilst embarking on a long-term craft project? Oh gosh. Two of Pentacles, Tangi. You need to keep in mind that you've got other stuff that you need to do as well, you know. Just because you take on a new project doesn't mean that your whole life becomes about that one thing. Two of Pentacles is often talking about striking that balance between the things that we're passionate about and the things that take our focus in that moment, and all of the other shit that we need to kind of keep going. I'm going to try and kind of zoom out just a smidge so that I can fit all three cards on. So yeah, that's really what you're going to need to focus on. By all means, kind of you need, obviously it's a new passion, it's a new project, it's something you're really going to care about, and for that reason, you're going to want to give it all of the due attention. But it's not, it won't do just to let everything else kind of a fall by the wayside. So just have that in the back of your mind, you know. Um, What's the advice card? So the advice card that we have is the Goddess of Pentacles. So this is kind of like the Queen of Pentacles. So creating that safe space as well. Um, so the situation as you're trying to balance the different things that you've got going on, the advice that you've got is the goddess. To me, the queens or the goddesses are all about kind of a creating that safe space and protecting it, you know. Um, the goddess of Pentacles. So Pentacles for me are a suit that are about material stuff. Yep, sure, money, absolutely. Health, but these are all things that we need to feel secure and fulfilled and safe in our everyday lives, you know. It's the things that actually keep us grounded and keep us down to earth. If we concentrate on all the wands and all the swords and all the cups and then ignore the pentacles, then we'll probably find that we'll be flying away up high in the sky and nothing will have any real meaning down on earth, like in a down to earth context. Um, so I think it's all about creating the space that you need for your creative endeavors. Okay, so think about what you're going to require. Like I'm talking physical materials. Think about what you're going to require. Think about your time as well. You know, all of your resources. Think about what is needed in order to make this thing work, and set yourself up for success. That whole, you know, fail to prepare is to prepare to fail. That kind of thing. Keep that in the back of your mind. The outcome is the moon suggests that this is going to take you to, you know, a bit of a different place, you know, emotionally, in terms of being connected to your, just a bit more connected to self, in a way that you maybe haven't felt before. Um, the moon energy and the water energy, it kind of feeds nicely into kind of a creativity and stuff as well. So it is a nice card to come up. It's not necessarily negative, but you might find yourself when you first come up against this kind of a into this place, you might find it quite uncomfortable, quite unsettling, just because it's kind of a taking you, it's pulling the rug out from beneath your feet and throwing you into a setting that you don't really feel familiar with. Um, but if you can power through that, then that moon energy, that lunar energy, you know, that connection to your unconscious and to your creative gifts and, you know, um, your intuition is a really kind of a powerful place to be in. So you can absolutely do it, Tanji. But those are some things for you to keep in mind. So let's see, what have we got? Any? Okay, so you can let me know if that was okay for you, Tanji, if that was meaningful. Hey, Midnight Meditations, thank you very much. Oops. Okay, the next one. So that was Tanji's question. The next one that I've got is Jonathan gets the credit for crafting the question. How can I give my writing project the space that it needs to flourish and grow? What was that jumped out? Just so as we know, the Hermit. How can I give my writing project the space that it needs to flourish and grow? given that the Hermit's jumping out at you, Jamie, I would say that you need to kind of give yourself the quiet time and the space that you need in order to do it. But also, the Hermit to me is the stage where you look back on your journey thus far. So the Hermit kind of I see the Hermit as kind of taking up the position of the Fool. You know, he's going to the cliff's edge, and it's like taking that same perspective, but with all of the knowledge that he's gained through the first 8 cards, 9 cards. So it's not just about kind of throwing yourself into something new. All of a sudden, you're getting this advice to kind of just remember what you've learned so far, if that makes sense. This isn't going to be a completely new thing for you. You've already got lots of skills, lots of transferable skills, lots of knowledge, lots of wisdom that you can apply to this endeavour. So that's something just right off the bat based on what jumped out. But let's see what cards we actually pull for it. Okay. Oh, jeez. Self-confidence is going to be really important for you, Jamie. But you've got the Goddess of Wands here, so just being able to stand in your own power. So by that, I mean like knowing your own worth, knowing what your own abilities are, knowing your own strengths and your own weaknesses is the key to kind of present yourself in the best way possible. Um, the advice card, you've maybe got some choices to make. You're maybe going to feel a bit like kind of not sure what direction you're going in. Um, but yeah, the key, and we're coming back to this, and we kind of see it. So see, we have the kind of the solar energy and this card, and then we have the solar energy kind of coming back in this card, albeit this is a much more kind of intense looking card than what this is. But we're kind of bookended by this solar energy, and then in the middle at night we've got the lunar energy, and all of a sudden we feel as though we're not seeing the full picture. We're stuck between these two different kind of points of view. Let me just kind of let me just. How can I give my writing project the space that it needs to flourish and grow? So what I was saying there, be confident in yourself, know what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. Give yourself a break every now and then. So see how I was saying to Tanji, like it's not like I'm taking up this writing project. All of a sudden, this is what I'm giving 100% of my energy to. There's going to be times when you need to come away from it. When you need to not be in that space, especially when you're feeling like writer's block. To me, this could be indicative of writer's block, where you're feeling like you're not sure what the next path is. It could just be indicating that you need to take some time back from it, just to kind of sleep on the issue, just let your kind of a subconscious or your unconscious kind of unravel things whilst you're taking some time away from the project. So don't be scared to just say, do you know what, I'm going to take a couple of days away from this if you feel that you're getting to this stage where you're blocked. Okay. I'm not necessarily saying that you're going to feel like that because you've got that strong Leo presence as the kind of a overall situation. So it's something that you're going to feel confident in. It's something that you're going to feel that you can do well. But it's just about kind of what to do when you do get to these situations. Now, the the fun card that we got at the end there was the Ten of Swords, and that's the outcome card. Now, I don't know if this is kind of going to. I don't know how this is going to end up for you. I don't know if this is going to be your new thing. The Ten of Swords kind of indicates that it may well not be for you. Okay. Um, I could be completely wrong in this, and you could kind of take this up and very much like in this queen energy, you're like, no, this is me. I'm enjoying this. I'm good at this. This is my passion, and that's that's brilliant. But just the Ten of Wands coming up at the end there, just it's throwing something different into the mix. Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords. Now, usually for me, the Ten of Swords, it's about kind of drawing a line under the past and moving on from it. So if something's hurt you, then take the learnings that you can from it and move past it. It's not the most positive card in the world to be coming up when you're talking about a creative endeavor, when you're talking about a writing project. So I think this is maybe about knowing when to kind of walk away from a particular aspect of the project and not kind of keep flogging a dead horse, if that makes sense. Um, I need to know what you think about this, though. This would be um, a much better reading if I could have a conversation with you. I think it's a 30-day writing challenge, and it's easy to get in my head and not stab myself figuratively to death. The Ten of Swords doesn't bother me or concern me. Truth, I'm making it more difficult, obviously. And, and Jen saying, take that pressure off yourself. Right, okay. So to summarise, that jumping hermit was telling you to kind of use your transferable skills, use the knowledge, the wisdom, use everything that you've gained so far. Take that with you into the project. Don't go into this like completely blank-minded, like you know nothing, because that's not true. Stand in that confidence. Know your worth. Know your own strengths. Know your own capabilities. And attack it with that Queen of Wands, that Goddess of Wands energy. Okay, don't be scared to take some time away if you're feeling blocked at any point. Take some time away to just kind of open up some of those blocks. Um, and if and when it comes to it, don't be scared to kind of move away from certain aspects of the project altogether. If there's something particularly that's just not working for you, then don't be scared to draw a line under it and just move away from it. If it's making you feel miserable, if it's not kind of fulfilling you, then you might need to make that kind of a difficult decision. Okay, that makes sense. Right. Okay, I'm glad. It makes sense. Um, Greg, will I be wetting the bed tonight? Well, I think you've meant that as a joke, but we're going to pull a card for that and see what the cards tell us. So is Greg going to wet the bed tonight? Is Greg going to wet the bed tonight? I think he's away to bed, isn't he? So let's see. We get the Ace of Swords. Air energy is very dry, so no, I think you're going to have a dry bed tonight, Greg. I think you're all good. So yeah, don't you worry about it. See, Robin says my most heart-rending question right now is: do I have a Caesar salad for dinner or the Boston cream pie? I think I know the answer. Well, let's pull a couple of cards, Robin. Let's pull one for each option and see what the cards want you to have. So do we have Caesar salad or Boston cream pie? Let's see which one the cards like better. Okay, Caesar salad, Boston cream pie. Okie dokie. I think Caesar salad, Robin. I feel as though the magician has got all of the elements in them, whereas the Boston cream pie, the goddess of swords, leans more towards that air energy. I feel as though the magician is going to be much more energetic, much more fulfilling, much more kind of I don't know, just has that je ne sais quoi. Whereas the goddess of swords feels quite serious, feels kind of a quite I don't know, she just doesn't feel quite satisfied, does she? She seems to have her mind somewhere else. So I think we're actually going for Caesar salad tonight. Debbie says, I'm currently on the struggle bus with my writing challenge. Should I continue with the story I'm working on or change it up? Okay, so the general situation that we've got. It's the Son of Cups. I don't know if it's so much about you not feeling connected to what you're doing. I think it's a bit of FOMO, maybe. So you're having these other ideas, perhaps, and you're wanting to kind of try out a bit of everything. You're not quite ready to commit yourself to one thing and give up being able to connect to all those other ideas. Let's see what the cards think about continuing with what you've got going on. So if we continue with what we've got going on, if we keep going with that, then we are able to kind of build up that connection, that really strong connection, really get to know it, really develop it, really work on it. If we change it up, then Wheel of Fortune could be positive or it could be negative. We don't really know what we're throwing ourselves into when we go with the Wheel of Fortune. The Fortuna serves chaos and nothing else. Um, Fortuna has no allegiances to anyone, good, evil, regardless of who they are, of what they do. So I feel as though your best option right now is to stick with what you're doing because you've probably already put a lot of yourself into it. You've already worked really hard on it and you've done more than you think, you know. You've really kind of connected with it. And I feel as though if you keep going with that, you'll be able to build up that familiarity, that kind of a connection to the story and just kind of develop it in ways and all these different ways. I'm not saying that if you start something new that it's going to be bad because Wheel of Fortune can be absolutely amazing. It just depends on where you are on the wheel, but it has that uncertainty. So I suppose it's for you to look at and say, right, okay, well, how how bogged down are you feeling with the current path that you're on? If it's really like if you're really feeling like no, I really can't do this anymore, then changing it up is probably your option. Just be wary that you might find yourself with the same struggles but worse because it's not something that you're familiar with. Do you know what I mean? Um, let me see. Are you here? Are you speaking in the chat? So let me know what you think, Debbie. Um, it's never one answer or the other with me, is it? It's always kind of well, if you do this and if you do that, and so at the end of the day, you need to make your mind up. But I feel as though that's the way every tarot reading should be. Um, but yeah, let me know if that makes sense, or you know, if it's what you wanted to hear. Probably not, given the question. I've put a lot of work in the project that I'm working on. I'm just doubting myself, I think. Yeah, yeah, that's the feeling that I'm getting, Debbie. I feel as though there is a really good kind of I, I feel weird talking about a relationship between you and a story, but the connection, the familiarity, the connection, the how well you know it, just the I don't know what I'm trying to say, the connection that you have to the story, it feels strong and it feels as though it has the potential to get a lot stronger. I just with the other option, with the kind of a going for something new, changing it up, I just feel as though you don't know you don't really know what is in store for you if you do that, you know. This just feels a bit safer. Hi Patrice, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Let's see. Forest for the trees. Should I keep on the path that I'm sorry, should I keep on the path I am on moving forwards? Ooh. So I'm going to pull one card for the path that you're on, you know, one card for the situation that you find yourself in. One card to see what the cards think about you staying on that path, and one card to see what they think about you changing it up. And we'll see what kind of advice that we get. Forest for the trees. Should I keep on the path that I'm on moving forward? Okay, the Two of Wands kind of suggests that this isn't a path that this is a path that has the potential to go places, you know. You're not like kind of a right at the end of the path where you're like, oh, you know, I can't. There's nothing else that I can do with this. There's nowhere that I can go from here. That's not what I'm getting here. The Two of Wands is it's all about like kind of you've discovered something that you're passionate about, and when you're in that two space, you're kind of you're planning, you're developing it, you're kind of looking into all the different aspects of it. You're really getting yourself kind of familiarized with it, and you're planning out what this could mean for you. You're kind of looking at what the future has in store for you if you continue down that path, and you're kind of just building up your passion for it. So I don't feel as though you're in a bad place right now. This feels really positive. Let's see what we think about staying on that path. Yeah, we've got the sun. The sun could, you know, some people will argue that that's one of the best cards in the pack. The sun is all about happiness. It's about joy. It's about feeling fulfilled. You know, in the fool's journey, the sun, in a lot of ways, is when he really kind of realizes the his true self, the divine within him. If you can let me kind of start going all deep and stuff. But when the fool comes to the sun, the fool realizes, like, you know, what he's really made of. He realizes that, you know, the divine or God or the gods or whatever you want to call it, it's not something way up in the sky that's far removed. You know, we've all got that kind of a divinity. We've all got that juicy amazingness inside of us. And that gives them those feelings of joy, of happiness, of really kind of a feeling good about himself. So that's what's in store if you kind of keep on the path that you're on. Forest for the trees. Let's see what we get if we change it up. So we've got the Ace of Swords coming up. The Ace of Swords isn't necessarily a bad thing. It is if you change your path, you are going to have to completely change your mindset, though. You're going to have to change your thinking and how you're looking at the world around about you. The swords, for me, is about the intellect and it's about how we understand the world around about us. It's about information and all the different ways that we process it. And a change in direction for you right now is going to completely kind of upturn all of that kind of stuff, and you're going to have to kind of really kind of get to know things in a different way. Like I say, that's not necessarily a bad thing for a lot of people. That, you know, for a lot of us, that does us the world of good sometimes. But I feel like when you compare it to this kind of a situation over here, I just don't feel as kind of a joyous and happy looking at this Ace of Swords as I do looking at this Sun. So I think keep on the path that you're on moving forward. The Two of Wands will often come up. It's, you know, it's a card about planning. It's a card about preparation, you know. If you feel as though the path that you're on, you're constantly stumbling, the rug is constantly being pulled from underneath you, then maybe maybe this is a sign to you that you maybe need to plan ahead a wee bit more. You need to think more about what you're doing in advance, and just act from that place of preparation. If you feel as though things are getting stagnant, and that's maybe why you're asking the question, then maybe you're planning too much. How many of us like plan to a point of trying to get everything absolutely perfect. And how often can we actually get things as perfect as we want them to be? You know, and even if we do, how often do things actually turn out the way that we plan? Like, in my experience, not very often. Life just doesn't work like that most of the time. Um, we kind of need to learn to go roll with the punches and just take things as they come. So if you feel as though things are getting stagnant and you're not moving forward, maybe there's something that you could do. Maybe you could stop over planning, stop holding yourself back by being in that planning stage and just go for it. Just fucking go for it. Really is what it's all about. It's about making that decision to step out of the door, burn off some energy, you know? Maybe you don't know how it's going to turn out, but just fire off that energy in all directions. You know, this is a time to kind of be trying new stuff, and see where that lands you. I think it's going to land you in a really good place. But go for it. I think that this looks really positive for you. I think the path that you're in, you're where you need to be. The path that you're on is the right one. It's maybe just rethinking how you're approaching that path. Maybe it's just about, thinking about the boots that you're wearing and making sure that the boots are right for the path that you're on. If you're seeing a puddle coming up, then get a good pair of Wellington boots to negotiate that puddle. That kind of a thing. There's nothing wrong with the path itself, maybe just how you're approaching it. Oh, okay. I hope that was meaningful. I hope that resonated. You can let me know what you think, Forest for the Trees. Um, okay, it makes perfect sense going for it. That you're so welcome, and I'm glad that it makes sense. Okay. Tangi had said, Robin, why not both? Why not the Caesar salad and the pie? Um, I'm quite far behind. So Tangi says, you hit it right. I was going to cheap out on some materials, but now I see I should buy the necessities and make what I can. I'm glad that it helps, Tangi. I really am. Aspasia loves the perspective of the hermit. Protect my energy, AAC. Um, am I doing myself a long-term disservice by operating strictly from my head and not my heart for the short term? Okay. So operating from your head and not from your heart, and you want to know whether you're doing yourself a long-term disservice by doing this. Let's see what we can see. Where are we? All right, okay. So we're the place that we're in right now. The current situation is the Four of Swords. So it's like we're trying to just achieve some kind of a, mental stability. So mental swords stability four. It shows me that the place where you are right now, you're just kind of trying to keep things kind of stable up in your head. You're trying to do what you know is right, kind of intellectually. So that makes sense given the question. But out of interest, what is the advice? Okay, okay, so we've got a completely different element coming into it altogether. Here we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So am I doing myself a long-term disservice by operating strictly from my head and not my heart in the short term? I mean, I want to say no. Um, I, listen, I think that we should all try to have regard for both what's going on up in our heads and how we feel about things. Okay, so it's, life is all about balance. But like tarot is a lesson in balance, as Robin quite rightly points out quite often. The cards are a lesson in balance. Quite often, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about achieving balance. Whenever we've got the opportunity to strike that balance between, our thoughts and our emotions, what we intellectually see as our path, and emotionally where we see ourselves, what we want to do, what we desire, where our heart lies, we should always be trying to strike that balance. But sometimes we kind of need to, we can't always spend like 50%. We can't split ourselves in half. We can't always be like 50% heart, 50% head, right? Sometimes we need to concentrate more on the kind of intellectual side of things. It's just the way that life is. And sometimes we need to be more emotional. We need to pay more attention to how we actually feel about things. Okay. And that's just the way that life works. It's kind of like a pendulum, If you think of the balance as being the middle of the pendulum, life is like the pendulum swing. Sometimes you're way over this side, sometimes you're over that side. Your center of gravity is always in the middle, or it should always be in the middle, but you're always going to be swaying between the two extremes. It's just the way it works. And sure enough, we see on one side all the air energy. On the other side, we've got the Goddess of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Water of Water. We've got all of this kind of emotional energy. Now, the path that you're on isn't causing you any harm. It's certainly not causing you any emotional harm. The Goddess of Cups tells me that where you're headed is a place of emotional maturity, emotional stability. You know, the Queen of Cups, in fact, we see it in this depiction here. The cup is actually covered up, and we see that in a lot of Queen of Cups cards. They are all about protecting the emotions of themselves and those around about them, those that are in their family or in their kingdom. Okay. So this person's emotions are very much protected, they're very much stable, they're very much secure. If you need to spend some time right now being more in your head, analysing things more critically, you know, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You do what you need to do. With the Ace of Pentacles in the middle, I'm not ignoring it, or I'm certainly not meaning to ignore it. But with the Ace of Pentacles in the middle, sometimes this is coming up to tell you not to ignore opportunities that come up. Sometimes we're kind of we're in the pendulum swing between these two extremes. Sometimes if you read Lenormand, think of the clover. You know what Kelly says about the clover. It's those wee opportunities where if you're not paying attention, if you're not looking out for them, then they can completely pass you by. That is what I'm getting from this Ace of Pentacles sitting in the middle. Okay. So pay attention to the opportunities that come up. Pay attention to the opportunities that come your way, because that seems prominent for you. I'm not sure how that relates to your question, but it's something that I want to throw in there for you anyway. Throw in there for you anyway. So let me see. Okay, so protect my energy. Let me know if that resonates, if that makes sense. Um, I don't, and I'm not asking you to tell me. I don't know what the subject matter is. Um, so which is probably a good thing because it means that I'm reading the cards as they come up and I'm not bringing my own opinion into it. So yeah, let us know if it resonates and if it's helpful. Okay, need a sip of coffee. My mouth is starting to go dry. Uh, so you've said these cards definitely tell me that I'm headed in the right direction and I won't end up a cold-hearted bitch. I'll definitely pay attention to opportunities along my new path. Well, you're very welcome, and I'm glad it makes sense. And yeah, I mean, there was nothing negative in that reading. So that suggests to me the path you're on is the right one for you. You're where you need to be. Um, okay, have we got any more? Yeah, so Regina's off to run an errand, but if it's over before I return, have a good night, everyone, and happy birthday again, Chris. Thank you, Regina. Thanks for being here. So Greg says thanks for his reading. I'm excited about the new album. That's good. Um, Sarah says, "Wow, a lot of I forget National something writing month. National isn't novice writing month. I can't remember, but National NaNoWriMo participants here tonight. Go for it, everyone," says Sarah. Um, just going to take the rubber sheet off my mattress now, Chris. Put my trust in that reading. um, put a lot of work in the project that I'm working on. I'm just doubting myself, I think, says Debbie. We're actually on 5 minutes to 11. But I want to see if there's anything that I've not caught. Oh, thanks, Ange. It's very kind of you. Um, sorry, Sarah says, thanks, Chris and everyone. I wanted to see the goodies, but also your readings in action. I always learn something. Be well. See you later, Sarah. Thanks very much for being here. I had to eat dinner with the family. Sorry I missed a bit. That's okay. Um, I hope that you enjoyed your dinner. So Tangi says, this was lovely. Thank you, dear Chris, and all. Have a wonderful night, and again, a very happy birthday. Thanks, Tangi. And so Ishi says, if there isn't another and you're happy to, can I get one for the week ahead? You absolutely can, Ishi. Not a problem. So a reading for the week ahead for our Ishi. Oh, jeez. What's going on here? Ah, we're all good. I thought I was turning cards around and all that. So, week ahead for issue. Okay. Oh, Nine of Swords issue for the general energy of the week. So, I say all the time, the Nine of Swords can be a daunting energy to have to deal with. It can be really difficult. It can leave us feeling vulnerable, like I was saying when I was flipping through the cards, there can be this real vulnerable aspect to it. And it's all to do with this high intellectual energy, this high mental energy. But it doesn't necessarily have to be channeled in a negative way. If you can take those like energetic mental processes, if you can take that intellectual energy and channel that in a way that's to your advantage, then it can be a really powerful place to be, you know? Um, so it's just something to bear in mind, but just be prepared that you might have a bit of a difficult time this week, in terms of how you're feeling in yourself and in your head. The advice is to move on. You need to draw a line, and get away from whatever it is that's causing you the stress and the anxiety. Okay, so it's time to draw a line under something. It's time to look up and see that sun and move forward into the new day. We'll still have the scars, we'll still have the lessons that we've learned along the way, but it's time to let the wounds heal. into the scars, so it's time to move past what it is that's causing you the pain and move into this new sunset. Let the new beginning take hold. What's the expression? What's the quote? Um, New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. So that's just something to bear in mind. The outcome for you, yeah, we've got the Eight of Cups. So this is definitely a week about moving away from something issue. Um, there's something that you need to identify that isn't serving you, that's actually, causing you distress, pain. It's time to kind of identify what that is and move on from it. That's what I see for the week ahead. It's not the most positive reading that I've ever kind of pulled actually. I think there's a kind of a lot of kind of a soul searching and a lot of kind of a tough choices, a lot of stuff that needs to be dealt with this week for you. But I know the kind of person that you are, and I know that if anyone is capable to deal with this type of situation, that it is you. Okay, but I think it's first of all the key is identifying what it is that's causing the issue. Um, and I suppose just choosing how you go about drawing that line, how you go about moving on from that. Um, so yeah, let me see what you're saying. So it makes a lot of sense. It's not as rough as it looks, right? Okay, good. I'm glad. Um, but yeah, just make sure that you're doing the best thing for you. So I'm going to go whip up some food. Thank you for the reading. It was definitely reassuring. Bye, everyone, and happy birthday, Chris. Thank you so much. Protect my energy. And you're welcome for your reading. Thanks very much for bringing the question. And I think that's us come to the end of the chat. So if anyone else wants a reading before I finish up, then stick your question in the chat for me. But otherwise, we can call it a day there. So weekend plans, does anyone get anything exciting planned? We are going to go to the cinema to see Halloween Kills, I think. So really looking forward to that. That's what's happening on Saturday. Let's see. Oh, Jonathan. So Kaz says happy birthday. Um, Lovely spirit, generously sharing yourself on your party day. Best wishes for the week. Oh, thank you so much, Kaz. That's really kind of you to say. And thank you so much for being here. Jonathan, I would love a general reading. General reading for Jonathan. What do the cards have to say for Jonathan? Oops. You've had the Five of Wands jumping out of the deck there, Jonathan. So in terms of the general energy, there seems to be a lot of it. That's what I'll say. High fire energy. A lot of competitiveness I'm seeing, Jonathan. So competitive energy can be really good. It's not always necessarily a bad thing. We need competitive energy. We need competitiveness in the world. We need it in our lives because it's kind of a part and parcel of what drives us forward. Okay, if we didn't have anything motivating us to be better, then we would kind of find ourselves in a rut. Okay, um, it's kind of the opposite of what Dolores Umbridge says in Harry Potter 5, Order of the Phoenix. You know how she says progress for progress's sake must be discouraged. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think we are living in an ever-changing, innovative world, and if we can be better, if we can progress, then we should look to do so. And I think that the Five of Wands gives us the motivation to do that. Okay. Um, but just be wary that fire energy can misfire, and we can find ourselves in that kind of a more um, zone of conflict, that kind of a overly competitive place. So just be careful about how you're channeling that energy, Jonathan. The advice that you've got is the Daughter of Swords, open mind, and beginner mindset. I know we've talked about the concept of the beginner mindset before. So you've got the Daughter of Swords, so that's going to be a good thing for you. Approaching things with an open mind, with a learner's mind, being ready to take in lots of new information, be really curious, and yeah, just really kind of a like show an interest in what's happening around about you, and look to gather up as much knowledge and as much information as you can. The outcome for you is the sun. So again, we've got all the kind of happy, joyous, fulfilled feelings that come with the sun. You know, the sun is such a healing energy as well. It's like fire at its in its perfect form. Okay, so fire can be a really kind of a useful and good tool for us, but it can be really dangerous as well. Okay, and the sun does hold that, too much sunlight and all that kind of a thing, sure. But the sun is, it's our source of fire, it's our source of heat, it's our source of light, vitamin D. It brings us all of those kind of content, happy, joyous feels, and it also brings us the healing that we get from the sun as well. So I think that this is looking really good. Just bear in mind some of the advice that came up through the reading. So careful how you're channeling that fire energy and make sure that you're kind of gathering up all of that information. Anything that you can look to learn it. All righty. Um, oops, I think I jumped past Ange there. Chris, would you pull me some cards about career if you have time? I know you've been on for a while. I absolutely will. So what do we have to say about Angie's career? So sorry, Jonathan. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was okay. You can let me know. Jeez. Um, do you work in customer service, Ange, or do you work in some way with the public, or is building relationships crucial to your kind of a career, to your work? You've got the Three of Cups coming up as the general situation, which is why I ask. It could also mean that, there's lots of play going on. There's lots of socializing, and we're really kind of honing in on the social aspect of work right now. I mean, I think a lot of us are finding ourselves in this space, particularly those of us who have been working from home for a long, long time, and all of a sudden we're going back into the office. We're starting to see people face to face again. It is a time for kind of building up those relationships, for doing team building, team nights out, you know, just team meetings for the sake of team meetings, just so as that you can kind of get together and have a face-to-face chatter again. Um, there's lots of kind of I mean, the Three of Cups is a lovely card, so really kind of a positive energy for your career in general. Um, you're currently in customer service here, right? Okay, okay. So, I mean, more looking at the business side of things, this is looking at building those customer connections. For me, when we're looking at like career, when we're honing in on career, cups and the element of water, it's about connecting with other people. That's what the cups is generally about. But it's about how we kind of connect to our colleagues and our customers, and how we kind of manage those connections. So that customer relationship is really crucial for you. And that's something that you're building, that you're working on right now. Um, the advice, oh, you've got the Daughter of Swords as your advice too. So there's an opportunity to learn. And you might find that there's courses or something, or training modules. There's something coming up that's going to give you the opportunity to learn something new. And I think you should take it because you've got the Daughter of Swords, and as I said to Jonathan, the Daughter of Swords is always kind of a thirsting for more information. You know, they've got all of that kind of enthusiasm of the page. And the sword, you know, their element, their weapon is their mind, is their intellect. It's how much information they can take in and process. So it's a time for learning for you, is what I'm going to say. Your outcome is the Two of Pentacles. Um, you might find yourself coming towards times where you might struggle a wee bit balancing your work life and your personal life. That's, you know, we all go through those times, and it's nothing to certainly nothing to be ashamed of, but it's natural. It's natural that we all have phases like that. Um, what I would say is the advice that always comes with this card is, you know, remember that sometimes you need to put things in the back burner. Sometimes if you feel as though you're taking on too much and you've got too many kind of plates spinning at once, you need to take a step back, look at everything that you're trying to do, and think, right, do I need to do all of these things at this particular time? Is there maybe something, a plate that I'm spinning? Is there a task that I'm doing? Is there something that I'm trying to achieve that, in actual fact, there's no urgency about it? There would be no harm in putting that off for, say, a month, a week, whatever it might be, you know, and that will let you concentrate on the things that are urgent, that do need attended to right now. Okay. So just thinking about how we're balancing things, I think, with the Two of Pentacles, is maybe something that's coming up for you. So just something to think about. Um, so yeah, let me know if that kind of makes sense. I'm particularly interested to know if there is the opportunity for training coming up. If that's accurate, then I'll be quite pleased with that. It makes perfect sense. It really resonates. Right, good. I'm glad. Uh, so Danielle, do you see next week getting easier at work? Oh, no, you retracted. Oh, because you've retyped it further down. So hi Chris, do you see things going easier for me at work next week is what you've asked. So let's see, are things going... See, this is a bit of a mixed bag, this reading. It suggests to me that it has the potential to go a couple of different ways. See what I was saying to Ashley at the start about the Nine of Swords, about how, yeah, it's about the high mental energy, and sure, that can be really stressful. It can cause stress and anxiety and all of these kind of a negative, you know, psychological, mental, you know, processes that we associate with the Nine of Swords. But if we kind of take that energy and channel it in a productive way, it can be really positive. So the Nine of Swords for me is one of those cards. I don't particularly always resonate with the Rider Waite Smith imagery. Um, I see that as being very much a shadow side of the Nine of Swords. Um, and sure enough, we see some really positive looking cards coming out here. But remember what I was saying when I was flipping through the cards about this Four of Cups? You know, she's not necessarily in a negative place. She's not necessarily sitting bored with what she's got going on. She's just in a place where she's satisfied about what she's currently got, and she's not quite ready to take anything on. I feel as though how your week goes is going to depend on how well you can actually say no to things, you know? I think it's going to be about, if you feel as though you've already got enough on. Don't keep saying yes. Don't keep saying, yeah, okay, I'll take on that extra task. Yeah, okay, I'll do that as well. Or what's that? You need those 10 other things done, right? Okay, well, I'll take on. Don't like be very, very conscious of how much how how much capacity you have, and if you are agreeing to take on extra stuff, don't just think about time and you know resource. Don't just think about it from a purely practical point of view. You need to be thinking about it from your own kind of a perspective, from your own mental health, your own emotional health. You know, um, try and not agree to take on too much when you know that it's going to have a negative effect on you. What's really interesting here, I'm going to shift this over here for a minute because in the Four of Cups, we actually have the kind of a Ace of Cups shown here. And we see this dead center. So it's all about looking for those new opportunities. Um, so here we've got this kind of a very kind of a serious energy. The cups, the element of water just feels a bit more light, a bit more geared towards things that are going to make us happy. And don't get me wrong, I know that some of the cups cards can be really quite distressing, can be really like not a very happy place. But with the Ace of Cups, it's just like kind of it's that wee boost. It's that kind of that potential to feel fulfilled and happy and just bring some joy into this otherwise potentially quite distressing situation. So be looking out for those opportunities, but just bear in mind what I was saying about kind of a taking on too much. I think that's all I want to say about that. There can be an aspect here where it's telling you, if you're not careful, you're going to miss this, because she is kind of she's got her eyes closed, she's meditating, she's concentrating on what she's doing, and as a result, it's almost like, does she even realize that she's been offered something, you know? So just be kind of conscious of the opportunities that are going on around about you, um, just as something else to think about. Um, let's see. So I hope that's okay. I hope that resonates with you, Danielle. Right, let's see. So Mr. Lover Lover says, can I have a general reading? You sure can. Oh. Okay, so general reading for Mr. Lover Lover. Okay, so let's have a look at this just now. So just purely general stuff that's coming up for you. So we've got self-confidence. We've got, the strength card. It's about knowing your own worth. It's about knowing the things that you're good at, knowing what your strengths are, but also knowing what your weaknesses are. I, I like to say, um, we call it strength, but really it's a kind of a combination of strength and wisdom. It's about not just having strength, physical strength. It's about knowing how to use it. So don't swat a fly with a sledgehammer, but at the same time, don't try and swat a fly with a feather either. You know, It's about having the wisdom to know how to apply your strengths, your gifts, all of the stuff that you've got going on. And there does seem to be plenty of that. Okay. There's a lot of opportunities. And there's a lot of different things that you can turn your hand to. But again, I want to come back to say, you know, you need to have that wisdom behind it as well. Quite often, when we look at the Seven of Cups, we're talking about having your head in the clouds. We're talking about being under some sort of illusion and not seeing things how they truly are. Okay. So I guess it's just about making sure that we are kind of keeping ourselves grounded. Okay. Don't be careful. Not it's absolutely fine to spend some time, you know, fantasizing, dreaming, letting our imaginations run a bit wild every now and then. I mean, that's how our creative processes work. Um, Creative processes work. Um, but just remember to kind of bring yourself back down to earth. Make sure that everything that you're doing is practical and has a purpose for you. Okay. Um, you've got the Two of Wands coming up, which again I think is more kind of bringing that down to earth energy to it. It's all about preparation and planning. It's about building your portal. It's about planning your path ahead and preparation for taking those steps. Okay. So putting that all together, I mean, general reading. So it's going to be really difficult to make specific comments just because it's a very general question. Um, but I think this is about making sure you keep yourself grounded, making sure you apply that wisdom to your gifts, to your strength, and thinking about how you're going about doing things. Okay, don't just kind of a flex. Don't just It's not all a kind of a showing off endeavor. You need to kind of just have some savvy about how you're going about your week, I guess, is what I'm saying. And that planning aspect as well. Okay. So let me see. You've said you're in your head a lot sometimes, and I know that it's holding me back. Right, okay, cool. I mean, sometimes it's good to be in your head. So we need to spend a certain amount of time in our head with doing the planning, doing the preparation. But equally, we also need to spend some time just kind of burning off that energy, just kind of applying it in the real world. So I guess it's just about striking the balance between those two things. Okay. Um, Something that strikes me about this reading, there isn't a whole lot of, although there's two fire cards, even the two fire cards seem to be in a state of passivity. So there's not a whole lot of kind of action happening here. This reading seems to be very much about taking a step back and thinking about things. All right. Action comes later. Now is a time to kind of just to process, just to think, and ponder. I think is maybe what this is saying. Um, so yeah, I hope that was helpful. I hope that it very kind of a general, but I hope that it has I hope that it's meaningful for you is what I'm trying to say. Um, oh, and you're currently in training. Yes, my wee tarot cards were right then, weren't they? Oh, that's really good. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. Olive, hi Olive. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Um, let's see. I'm just going to scroll down. Yeah, it's a hard hitter. It really is. That Nine of Swords has come up a few times. Um, Lovely reading, Chris. Thank you. Brings a lot of hope. I needed that today. Has me very Nine of Swords. Right. Okay. Well, if today, so it was Nine of Swords, Ace of Cups, Four of Cups, wasn't it? So if today is where you're feeling Nine of Swords. Perhaps the other two cards coming up is a bit of an indication to you that things are going to change quite drastically. Because we went from being like very high air energy to being very low water energy with all of the potential of the entire suit of water. Um, so that's quite the 180, isn't it? So if you feel right now as though you're in that kind of that Nine of Swords space, then there is hope there. There is the opportunity to turn that around. Just make sure that you're not missing those opportunities because they don't always come and smack you in the face. Sometimes if you're not paying attention, those opportunities can pass you by. Daniel says happy birthday as well. Thank you. I'm going to ask, I came in late. I know there are a lot waiting ahead of me. I'm not going to ask for a reading. I came in late and there's a lot waiting here. No, that's everyone, I think. Many choices right now and a lot of planning to do to reach my goals, says Mr. Lover Lover. Thank you, it's meaningful. That's really good. I'm glad that it's meaningful for you. You should charge your readings and at least give your subscribers a link to donate to. Oh, thank you very much, Ange. It's not something that I plan on doing at this moment in time. The only time I've ever kind of encouraged anyone to donate is when I've been raising money for a cause, and I do plan on doing that quite soon. I don't have a date set in mind or anything, but a lot of you'll probably know that I lost my gran in August, a few months back. Gosh, wow, that's coming up for 3 months ago. Well, that has just hit me that that's been 3 months since my gran died. But anyway, I lost my gran, and she had motor neurons disease, which is a horrible, horrible illness. And I said at the time that I'm planning on doing a bit of a fundraiser for it, for MND Scotland. It's a charity here that helps people and their families through, dealing with motor neurons disease. So it probably won't be anytime soon because, like I say, I don't have it planned right now. We've got Christmas and New Year coming up. I'm getting married on the 8th of January. So it'll probably be after all of that at some point into the new year, but I do still plan on doing a fundraiser for that. So look out for that. Just want you to know that. Thank you so much, Ange. I value you as well. So I think that's us. Olive, are you wanting to ask a wee question before we finish up? Or are you all good just now? So I would be more than happy to pull some cards for you if you want. Thank you so much, Issue. Yeah, I mean, people are so supportive. A lot of people said at the time when I mentioned it before that they'd be happy to kind of help, come up with ideas and, that they'd be happy to kind of donate as well and stuff. So yeah, no, it's definitely something that I plan on doing. I've just not really been able to put it all together yet. Oh, jeez. Getting quite warm. So I think Olive might have gone off because they did say enjoy your readings, guys. So I think Olive might have left. But Olive, anytime that I'm here doing live readings, you're welcome to pop in and ask a question, and I will certainly be happy to read for you. But it looks like that's us for now, guys. So Thanks very much. I've really enjoyed tonight. There's been lots of amazing questions. I've enjoyed reading for you, and I've enjoyed reading. Using the Afro Goddess Tarot to do so. So here's a wee message for us for the for the week ahead, for the weekend, however you want to take it. We've got the Ten of Wands. So we've got so much capability, so much capacity, so much ability to take on so much stuff. Um, you know, I said it earlier on, the world is a constantly changing, evolving, innovating place. There's a lot going on all around about us. And I feel that how well people get on in the world, a lot of it depends on their ability to deal with change. The wands, if you think about all of the suits as, what they actually are, a wand, a sword, a cup, and a coin, a pentacle. The wand is the only thing that's actually alive. The wand is like, it's like plants, it's trees, we see the life sprouting from it. And that just speaks to the ever changing, the dynamic nature of the element of fire. This person is so powerful, so kind of in their own power and their ability to deal with all of these wands. Could they perhaps think about breaking the task down, about not taking on so much at once? Yeah, they probably could. But do they need to? Are they struggling? Do they have to put those wands down? You know, am I going to be brave enough to walk up to this person and say you shouldn't be doing all that? No, I'm a fuck. This person does not need any advice from me. So I want us all to take that message into the weekend. Um, just remember that we have the ability to move mountains. Um, and yeah, go about it and use that power. But just don't be scared to put down some of those wands. Don't be scared to break those tasks down into manageable pieces. Don't be scared to delegate, to call in help from other people if you feel like you need to. Alrighty. Okay. So thank you so much again for everyone for being here. I hope that you all have an amazing weekend. Take care, and I shall see you all later. Bye, everyone.